Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Reviews where today I'm going to be checking out a track from an act named Ayhan Sahin titled I Like You, and if we switch over to here we have the track on the screen here. Looking forward to having a listen through this. You know, got a melange of organic guitars and driving percussion spiced with the powerhouse wall of background na-na-na and ba-da-ba-da vocals performed by Sahin, Keith Fluitt and Jerry Pacino, who also did vocal arrangements so full-bodied that they should become part of the instrumentation. That is a trademark of Young Pal's founder Ayhan Sahin, who co-wrote the song with longtime collaborator Bernadette O'Reilly and Emre Yilmaz. This is going to be good. I'm looking forward. I've heard some good things about Ayhan Sahin, and we're going to listen through this track from start till finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Catch you off the bat with these these wire pedal guitars, the vocals instantiating his vocal texture off the bat. There's that kind of pop rockish kind of tone to it, you know. It's catchy, got some catchy vocal melodies. I think we've got some lady backing vocals as well for a nice little bit of upper register coloration in there. The drums are nice and punchy and fill in the space really well. I do like the fact that we're messing around with the scale shape a little bit. Da 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 da. We go to the parallel major, I think, with that harmony there. Vocals follow it really well. It's a fun little way of shaking up that I'm alone in my own kind of thing, you know. It makes it not sound like it's a totally bad thing. It's tuneful. I like the instrument. They got that bum 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 bum. I don't know whether there's a sample or some kind of like flute-like instrument there. That bum bum bum. A little bit of coloration on the guitar bass there and the drums, and the absence, of course, of the vocals. Oh, there we are. I like you, you know, I want to dance with you all night. I like the fact we're elaborating what we want to do with that person. We don't mind if they're bitching, we don't mind if they're whining. I dig that vibe with it. It sounds a lot more realistic, you know. Person just wants some company and some connection. Nice use of the bell tree there. I like the use of vocal layering here to account for a lack of other harmonical melodic instruments here outside of the drums, bass, and guitar. I feel like it would be too busy if we added any more mid-range instruments like the keys or something like that. There's too much action going on with those main ingredients, so to have the higher mid-range stuff going on, especially when Ayhan Sahin goes into his higher range, I think that's wonderful. Again, the guitar work on the right side with the wah pedal there is gorgeous. It's nice and invigorating, and it sort of expands the experience that we're having at the moment with this bridge section. It's not something we necessarily had before. I'm liking a little extra bit of energy there. Again, there's such a wonderful transition into the second half of the chorus here. There's no need for a fill to transition over. We just have a break, a little bit of air, and then we're straight cut into the chase. Fantastic padding of these vocals in the back of the stereo field. I didn't know how wide they've got that in the master chamber. I think that's a smart idea. Back to that motif. Cool. By the way, in case you're wondering why I'm not talking about the video too much, I'm sort of a little bit more sort of knowledgeable about the audio side of things, so I try to stay away from talking about the video production too much. It's a cool video though. Drums, Mike Sorrentino, bass, Karis Patton, guitars, Gene Blank, piano and synth. Oh, so there was piano. Oh, let me go back a little bit. Did we have that at the start? I can hear the piano in there. She's very subtle, but I think there's like a little bit of it. We'll go back here. It just bugs me sometimes if I can't hear an instrument that's been mentioned. I'm like, oh no. You know, where is that gone? To be fair though, I did hear some synth parts as well. They were kind of fun. Acapella section and additional vocals, Jerry Bocchino and Keith Fluitt. Vocal arrangements by Jerry Bocchino or Bocchino. Young Pal's music, produced by Ayhan Sahin. I Like You. I like the confidence here. I mean, I think that the track is well written. I've got a lot to talk about that's positive about it. We'll just see if there's anything at the end. Okay, well, we've found a place to pause and contemplate because this is the conclusion of my review of I Like You by Ayhan Sahin and friends. 2022 Young Pal's music production. I think this song was about someone just, you know, Ayhan wanting someone to talk to, someone to connect with, even if it's about stuff that's maybe not particularly interesting or relevant to them. Just them complaining, just wanted to have some sort of interaction there outside of being stuck alone in the room. You know, wanted to get out and venture forth and have that kinship, you know? Ayhan Sahin's vocals are really good. You know, he's got great vocal technique, great range for the music he's doing with the guitar, bass, and drums and synth piano parts. The little bits of ornamentation, like little legato passages there we had, but we also had some punchier parts, and we understood how to craft catchy vocal melodies there. Da 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 ba bum bum bum, you know, and there was all these counter melodies as well from the different other stacked vocal parts in the arrangement that I really appreciated. Really good. Really clever stuff. I mean, we have a musician here who's clearly experienced, clearly knows their way around a notepad, you know, knows how to put those chord charts down and get everything set up and structured. So well done to him. I think that he sounded like someone who was very friendly and vibrant and open to having a chat. So I think it matches well with the story of the song. You know, the structure of the track is aforementioned. I think it had like a kind of a verse bridge chorus kind of vibe to it. We had a few of those, a couple of that sequence alongside the instrumental intro. Well, not really an instrumental intro because we had the vocals coming in with it almost immediately, but that's fine as long as it's adding something to the experience, it's fine. And I like the fact that at the end we allowed for a bit more space for the accompaniment to come in as well, you know, that was good. But the guitar parts with the kind of bar chordish funk chords, the 7th ones that we had. There's some dominant 7ths and stuff were great. Not necessarily dominant 7ths, but you know, those extensions there you have in funk and jazz and stuff. And accompaniment to the tom fills intermittent with the 8th note grooves on the drums where there weren't fills, and the bass line, which is kind of funky as well. And I keep saying funky, but it's a way of playing the bass guitar, you know. And we weren't just rolling with the root. No, sometimes we played around the scale shape and the fretboard to kind of add a little bit more sort of freshness to it. Piano parts, I mean, I heard a little bit of it, but they were very subtle. And I don't know if there's these headphones, man. Usually I'm pretty good at picking up the piano, but so I've been reviewing stuff recently, and people have been giving me a hard time about the piano, man. They're like, no, the piano's in there. You just got to search for it. I'm like, damn, man. I try, though. I'm really trying. I'm trying my best. Maybe I'm trying to the musicians that I'm reviewing, but I don't know. I think everything else I've said so far is great. If there was piano and synth stuff, aside from the little cute flutish kind of synth parts, maybe they were the synth parts I had there. But there was piano, it was mainly rolling with the triads or the foundationary sort of chords and the harmony and the progression there, and so like it was more supportive than anything else. It didn't have any key solos or anything like that there. It was great. If anything, with the guitar parts on the sides with the wah pedalish kind of phrasing, it's that's the closest we got to a solo instrument outside of the vocals. And even then, they were sort of pushed to the sides to allow more space for Ayhan Sahin in the center, which makes sense when you've got like pop rocky kind of stuff like this, you know. It makes sense to do that. So yeah, the instruments were played well. The main motif was catchy and it matched well with the vocal melody. In fact, again, I mentioned the parallel major in that verse section. I think it was intriguing. It was nice to mess with expectations there, not just stick to the traditional key 6. The production, the recording, mixing, and mastering was good. It was solid. It was nice and loud, you know, limiting compression was done well. I think that if it had been limited any more than that, it would have lost a little bit of humanity. It would have become a situation where you would have lost some of the magic of the earlier parts, where like you just had a little bit quieter there with the ba-ba-ba-bum, you know. Having a little, you know, as Ayhan Sahin knows, by taking away and bringing back in instruments, you can affect the perceived loudness of the track, but sometimes it can also just be okay to have less going on. But yeah, the limiting compression was handled well. The EQing of the different instruments was good. The stereo panning and effects chain processing and how everything was notched in the frequency spectrum was good. No instruments really interfering with each other. They had a nice place and easy to hear, and they're glued well together as well. I mean, ultimately, it's a pretty good song. It's well written. I think it achieves the purpose it set out to do, and Ayhan Sahin has got himself a really strong entry here. I really wish him the best of luck in future with I Like You. Well done. Well done. But effectively, this is my review of Ayhan Sahin's I Like You. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show some love to Ayhan Sahin via his various social medias and a YouTube page. Stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as either how more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on. And I will catch you in the next review. Spiderhands Out.